Hello and welcome to episode 595 of Fergo and the Freak. I'm that bloke from Rugby League Project, Andrew Ferguson. You can find me on Twitter at AndrewRLP. Join me as always is the glorious League Freak. You can also find on Twitter at LeagueFreak. How you going there, mate?
Going all right, Andrew. How are you?
Not too bad. I had a little bit of a Twitter hack happen last week.
Oh, that's right. That was sorted out pretty quickly, which is good.
Yeah,
you got onto Elon and said, hey.
Took a few hours. Spoke to Elon and said, look, I know League Freak, so if you don't get this thing sorted out, this is going to fucking hurt you.
Yeah.
And he's gone, yeah, you know what, you're right. Yeah. He got his minions onto it pretty quick, smart. Took about 6 or 8 hours all up.
Easy.
All sorted.
Easy.
And he said, send my regards to Freaky. And I said, I might.
Yeah, it's just for anybody that's wondering, I support every single thing that Elon Musk does.
We're going to struggle to get to 600 at that rate. But I mean, other than that, it's been a pretty busy sort of week.
Yeah.
Just going to work and doing work stuff and, living in a city.
Living in a city. Is it still a city?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously it is. Yeah. Like, everywhere's a fucking city to me. Like, I can't remember a place with 100 people in it. Everywhere's a city. A fucking train carriage to me is a fucking city.
It's just that every time I see something out of Melbourne, it looks like a PvP server.
Well, I mean, look, there is a bit of that going on.
Mm.
There is a bit of that going on.
Mm.
We've got a politician down here that's trying to win votes at the moment, so you got to do whatever you can.
I'm sure that's going well. They're doing.
Yeah, let me guess. Through the wall.
They're doing it by spending wisely.
I'll be honest. I don't have a clue. I've got so fed up with the whole political arena, all the bullshit that goes on, that I just come home and I sit down and I spend time with my kids and we'll have dinner and then I'll go onto my computer and I'll go, right, I want to look at a newspaper from 1927.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows my thoughts on politics.
Yeah, whatever Elon says.
It's so cool to say stuff sinisterly like that. I didn't realize I should have been doing that 600 episodes ago. Like, you know what I think about that.
That's so early.
People think the worst thing ever. Just how you say it.
That's right.
Hope everyone's doing well that's listening. It's been good. Our last podcast was basically a self-destruction lesson after the second state of origin, and then since then Penrith lost 2 games. It's been great, but and then we had the New South Wales team named the other day, and it's just a fucking mess. Like, I don't even know if we'll get into it. It's just so dumb. But we've got plenty. We've got plenty of emails. Yeah. We'll get into it. But
let's do the emails.
So they're good. So his first one here. It's from Ed. Ed 612313.
Oh yeah, know of him well. I think he went to the school across the road from you.
His subject is cross-code forum. So we were talking about some of my shenanigans on some of the forums in the past, about a month ago, I think it was. Anyway, here's his email. It says, "Hi boys, long-time listener and long-time fan, which is awesome. Like League Freak was banned from Total Rugby League forums, RL fans, West Tigers, The Raw, and intermittent bans from Front Row forums, all for the same reason as League Freak, spitting facts. Anyway, here we are. One question. Back in the day, you had a section dedicated to all the league players that had made the switch to Union, or he says Union, and had days listed they made their international debuts. So on my website, and it's part of LeagueFreak.com, IHateRugbyUnion.com. I own that. I don't know if it's still sent to the right place, but I've still got the I Hate Rugby Union part on my website. Mm-hmm. I used to list the rugby league players, because remember they used to say, the rugby league players, they find the nuances difficult. So I started listing the rugby league players that went from league to union and how long it took them to make an international debut. So he says, I had the days listed they made their international debut and vice versa, all the Unionites that switched to league. It was hilarious. Where has it gone? It's still there. But I stopped doing it because it got to the point, I think it was... It was, no. What happened was, I think Yeston Harris did it was 40 minutes of Union a game, and then he was picked in the Welsh team. And then from there was a bunch of players that went from the NRL, and they were literally that off season. They were selected in the Wallabies team, and I think maybe Korobidi was one of them. Suwali definitely it happened with, and so it just started to be that these players would switch to Union and immediately get selected in the national teams. So I stopped doing it because it was like the ultimate goal had been reached, So I stopped listing it. But it's still there somewhere. It's just archivey, it's kind of looking back in time. Anyway, he says, so it's still there. Look it up. If you go on my website, go to features, and I Hate Rugby Union is there somewhere. He also says, also, I've mentioned before, PNG will revolutionise league in a decade. Once the junior pathway is set up and they start bringing them through, it will rival the Pacific. Absolutely great move by the NRL to push this through. And then he says, off the back of some huge government funding, AFL is expanding to Tasmania while the NRL is moving into PNG. He makes a good point there.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to be too derogatory about AFL because their sport only does exist in Australia. So Tasmania to them is a logical step because they've followed AFL for a long time. And I think the only other market they haven't tapped into yet is going to be in the Northern Territory. So I wouldn't be surprised if another expansion team in AFL heads out there. But once they've covered every state and territory, I don't think they're going to do any more growing because they have to actually take the game to another country, which doesn't matter what the sport is. As soon as you have to try and grow a sport into another country, you've got to start from absolute nothingness. And that's costs a lot of time and money and effort. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think any sport is willing to do that anymore.
I think it's got to be the right circumstances. The Toronto Wolfpack worked, and that was very much along those lines. But it's got to be the right circumstances. That was a unique situation where it was just this cool hang in Toronto that people gravitated towards. And then the Rugby Football League killed it. But I think that the problem the AFL has always had is that there is a finite amount that they will ever be able to expand to, and it's all in Australia. That's and right. The fact that they've spent $1 billion on this team in Western Sydney and have got zero from it says a lot about where their concerns would be. That they've now gone to Tasmania, they'll end up going to Canberra, and they'll end up going to Darwin, and these places are small. Like these places, I think Blacktown City Council has more people than Canberra. It definitely has more than Darwin and probably Tasmania combined. So they're starting to go to the absolute extremes of where they can go now. Whereas the NRL has space to put 2 or 3 different teams in New Zealand. Then, you start looking at other expansion beyond that. We've talked about maybe Hawaii, maybe getting a team on the west coast of the United States, stuff like that. So, we've got room to grow, which is great.
Absolutely.
Now, our next email is from Daniel. He says, he did an email straight to podcast@leaguefreak.com, which is cool. Most of our emails come through the website, right. But he went straight through it. So he says,
holy shit, that suggests that he's been listening.
I know,
Fuck. Well, does that mean we now have to be careful?
He suggests as much. He says, "G'day, Fergo and the Frink." He's taking the piss out of you, calling me Frink. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. My email today is in response to Freaky's Twitter post about the current revenue of the National Rugby League being higher than the combined rugby union nations with the upcoming broadcast negotiations. How I found your podcast was when Frinky, he's still going with it, that's great, spoke about the NRL buying Rugby Australia back in 2019 and have been an avid listener ever since. I think there are some people in rugby union that would actually like that to happen too. But anyway, how things have changed since. COVID was not real, allegedly. He put the allegedly in there. I'm reading his email. I love that this is one of our listeners. COVID is not real. Fucking Hall of Famer straight away. South Africa is still in South Africa was still in Super Rugby at the time, and the NRL still had 16 teams. We are now on the verge of having 19 teams with a probable 20th. The Pacific Championship was launched in the same year and has gone from strength to strength. Tonga beat Australia in that same year. I was there. Was I there? No, I don't think was I there? Was I there, Andrew? No, I wasn't there. I watched that one.
Yeah, I don't think you went to that one.
No. I went to Australia versus New Zealand in Wollongong. Tonga beat Australia that same year, and Samoa have reached the World Cup final. As a rugby league supporter who was born in 1994, my earliest memories of watching a game was in the mid-2000s. Yes, the NRL era, Frankie, out of the Hall of Fame. One thing that has always been hard for me to grasp is the whole Super League war, the aftermath, and what long-term effect it had on the game. Thankfully, we have Andrew to consistently remind us that the game of rugby league actually has a rich documented history going all the way back to 1908. Would love to hear a documented history episode of the whole war one day, which we've actually done. If you listen to the 94 season, 95 season, that we did the 96 season.
Yeah, we didn't really, it wasn't entirely focused on Super League. It was entirely focused on what happened in the major Australian competition at the time. But obviously most of that was Super League.
Yeah, and war stuff. It gives you a good overview of it all. It gives you a real good overview. We went deep into that one. One day, or if there is one in the archives, as I think it would be great listeners. So listen to 94, the 94 season, 95 season, 96 season. You'll get a pretty good overview of it.
Did we do 97?
I can't remember if we did 97.
We should look into that. If we didn't do 97, then we definitely have to do 97.
Yeah. I feel like we probably did 97, huh?
I can't remember. I think, in all honesty, if we haven't, we should do every year up until 99. Because by the end of 1999, obviously that's when most of the rationalisation of teams has happened. All the mergers have been decided upon, and we start moving towards how the game's going to look from 2000 onwards. And it hasn't structurally changed too much in that period of time.
Yeah, once we got to about 2000, it was all settled for the most part, and then it become the focus wasn't about rationalisation. It was more about now we've got a TV deal which is really bad, and we're half owned by News Limited, and that was a problem. And then that was the next thing to fix. And once we got that fixed, then we got the money back in the game that the game was earning anyway for other people. And then it's been from strength to strength from there. So,
yeah.
Your podcasts have been giving me my rugby league fix while I'm travelling around Europe, which even included visiting merry old England, Freaky's favourite place behind Wales. He really is a listener, this fucker. Which did also include a trip to Headingley to watch a Rhinos game. I was quite surprised with the attendance and passion for the Leeds team, but still talking to fans in the stands, they clearly understand their competition is second fiddle to the NRL. Maybe Freaky's rants about little towns must have finally sunk in. I think it probably has.
To be honest, I think that transition genuinely started the very early 1990s, but the fans, I think, didn't really get on board with it until, what do you reckon, 10 years ago?
Yeah, I would say about 10 years ago. I mean, even when I would chat with them on forums going back about 20 years ago, they didn't grasp it. You know, they didn't understand the concept of, like, their teams were a franchise, whereas our clubs have like hundreds of players through their ranks. You know, from first grade down the grading systems. Yeah, and because the concept was so foreign to them, it was hard to explain it to them because they just didn't have a framework to even think about how that worked. You know,
we would have overtaken them earlier had it not been for, you know, the 10 years of shit that we endured, which stunted the game's growth because of the Super League war.
Yeah.
Because that really did stunt it from 1994 to 2003.
Yeah, it really did. Would be great to get your thoughts on the following: the health of rugby league. Let's do them point by point.
Okay. In Australia?
Let's
Probably
go
no.
overall. Let's go just in the whole game overall.
Oh,
I don't think it's ever been anywhere near as strong and as healthy as it is right now. Definitely has more money in it right now. The game in England is in a real perilous state, but that's overawed by what's going on in Australia and New Zealand and the Pacific is ridiculous. It's incredible.
I think there is tons of opportunities in England, but they are just being either missed or not taken. And there's a lot of self-interest in rugby league in England, and they need to get rid of that.
And they won't, but they won't.
That's right. But if they got rid of that and started getting people who are interested in trying to improve the game, not either their bank accounts or their social status or the club that they specifically come from or attached to, but actually focus on the game itself and how to make it bigger and better and actually be smart businessmen, not just a former footy player or some blow-in from somewhere else or some former administrator of a club or something like that. An actual proper administrator who has the game's interest at heart overall. You'll start to see some change. You don't necessarily need to get the NRL involved to come in and try and save the day like Rupert did back in 93, 94. Just change. You've got to start changing the mindset and the way people look at the game. Because at the moment, everybody who is engaged in rugby league in England, it's 100% self-interest the whole way through. And that needs to be chipped away at. It's okay for fans to have it towards their own club, but still like you and I, you can't just be a Panthers only fan or a Tigers only fan. You've got to be a fan of the sport first and foremost, and then your club, so that you get the changes that you want to make the game better for everyone, not just for your club. And that's the problem England's got at the moment is that self-interest is taken over and it's dominated, and it's going to be to the detriment of everybody there until they've got no game.
Yeah.
Internationally, I think it's doing okay. Yeah. We've got the game going in more countries than ever before, and competitions. So not just the national team, but actually competitions that are local in those countries as well are steady, which is what you want when you're going to new countries. You don't want to have teams chopping in and out and changing all the time, and one's dying and one's new and starting up, and that's you can't build fan bases off the back of that constant chopping and changing. So it's growing, it's doing well. We just need to find a way to get those nations that have got those games being played. We need to get them more exposure so that they can start being seen by more and get a bit more money in there and a bit more experience for the players, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we need to get a lot of the teams that are in Europe that are varying qualities, but they, as you say, they play constant games. They've got club competitions that are steady and stuff. We need to get, because in the past, there's almost been like a gatekeeping from the England side where their focus has always been, well, if we get to a certain point, maybe we can play England. We need to get them out of that focus and have them getting exposure to teams from this part of the world where rugby league is flourishing. And I think that's the next step for international rugby league, is to do things like that rather than having, if you get like a team like Serbia or someone, they're hopeful that one day they'll play against a team like Wales. It's like that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be a little bit higher for them. France has been held back so long by having to play against England over and over again and really not getting anything out of that. And France needs much more exposure to teams in this end of the world. But it's a good base to build upon, and now the NRL has so much money that it doesn't know what to do with it all, and I think that we'll see some of that go towards those sorts of endeavours, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one thing that was really good, it's only happened twice, was an Emerging Nations World Cup. We had one in 2000, I think the other one was 2018. And this is where a lot of countries just join together who don't even get a look into the World Cup, because I think at the time it was Turkey and Morocco and countries like that. They all came together and they started playing in a World Cup series of their own. And the last one was actually held in Australia. We need to have those on a more regular basis and put them either in England or Australia. Put them in a big market somewhere, or New Zealand. Put them in one of those big TV markets that we've got, and get them exposed, get them seen, talk about them, have them interact with players. They could come down and they do training sessions with NRL sides or Super League teams. Anything to help them get that skill level up, that ability up, that fitness level up. Help them out as much as we can. Because when you make the international game stronger, everybody else gets better.
I would like to see, and we've got the money to do whatever we want now in the NRL. I would like to see every year 4 teams chosen out of Europe, and they play a round of games somewhere like Townsville, for instance, or maybe not Townsville because it'll be too hot at that time of the year. But say they did it at Penrith, or they did it in Auckland, or somewhere like that. And every year, these 4 teams play every year, and they change the teams, but it just gives them a chance to. Everything's paid for. You know, it's not a huge tournament, but we give them a chance to come to this end of the world.
It's like the reverse Vegas thing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But we give them a chance to come to this part of the world, get some training sessions in with some more elite players. They can see what rugby league is like here. They can aim a little bit higher, and I think that would be fantastic. And it doesn't have to be this giant event. It can just be a small event. But I think that something like that would do so much for these European teams that it would be fantastic for them, and it would cost rugby league in Australia fucking nothing. I'd love to see something like that happen.
Agreed. The other thing that annoys me too is Serbia has been ranked in the top 15 for the last decade or two, and yet still don't make it into a World Cup.
Yeah.
We need to change that because I think they're currently ranked 10th in the world.
Well, there's teams that are there or there, like them. The Netherlands is another one that's always there or thereabouts. Yep. I think the Ukraine's not too bad as well from memory.
They used to be a lot stronger. Obviously, the Russia-Ukraine war stopped them from playing, but they've still got plenty of good players there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them there that they could be playing on a regular basis. Germany was another one.
Germany's probably a bit further behind them, but they're like playing regular games and you know, then you've got France, obviously, and
you got the Philippines as well, America, Canada,
and look, if you got, say you even got 6 of those teams together that you've just named, like the US and the Philippines, and we have like a tiny little end of season tournament. We don't care about the crowds, we don't care about any of that, but we play this little tournament, and that we pay for all our accommodation and everything, and why not? And it costs us nothing relatively, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pay for the airfares, pay for it all. We can afford it.
Yeah.
We're gangsters.
Look after them, help them out, make them better. Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, I do agree, though. The game is in pretty good health.
Yeah.
Just need to get England and France back on track. And France, I think, is a lot easier to fix than England.
100%. I think the French... I think if we went over to France, they'd be like, what do we do? You know, do you want us to do that? Yep. You know, I think France has heaps of potential. Where should the 20th team be? This is still Dan's email. Where would you put the 20th team, Andrew? Do you want me to go first?
South Island in New Zealand is my first suggestion.
Yep.
And then either Adelaide or Darwin.
Mine is put them in Christchurch. I've been on this for a while now with that stadium. Beautiful stadium. Put a team there. I don't know what you call them, whether you call them South Island team or whatever. But yeah, South Island, New Zealand, based in Christchurch. They can play there. They can play in Dunedin as well. Another indoor stadium there.
I mean, the good thing about it makes sense to have a South Island rugby league team.
Yeah.
Because you can then start doing double headers for State of Origin.
Yeah. Well, and look, the other thing is this. Those people, because people don't realise this, and so I'm going to say it. Christchurch right now produces NRL talent. Right now, there are players in the NRL from Christchurch. People have said, like, oh, there's no juniors there. Yes, there are. There are. But they all have to go through the systems, you know. So there's players in the NRL that are from the South Island of New Zealand and Christchurch and all that. Rugby league's been played in Christchurch for over a century.
Yeah.
It's got a long history there. It's not like it's just out of the blue we'd be putting a team there. Like, it's there right now. So, yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Next question. Thoughts heading into the World Cup this year?
I have to, every now and then, not be surprised that there's still one coming up because I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I think me and Andrew are in a bit of a different situation with the World Cup because we loved everything about it, and then the draw come out and it was the most uninspiring, worst. It's like if you said, make this draw as bad and as uncompetitive as possible, and they did that. Hopefully it's good.
If they can let us take over.
Yeah.
Because I think we really do need to get in there and just go, you know what? Let's Mortal Kombat this fucking thing.
That would be sick.
All right. Have the champions. Champions are at the top. Right. That's your Shao Kahn. Right. You've got to beat everyone to get to them. They can just sit there and watch everyone play. And at the very end, Australia's first game is in the final. And if they lose, they can have the right to challenge.
Sounds good.
I'm fine with that.
How about this one? Next one. The PNG side, which could be potentially like the Warriors entering the competition in 95, which helped the Kiwis to become World Cup winners less than 15 years later in 2008. I think we're both pretty happy with the PNG team. I don't like that they're getting tax incentives. But
yeah, look, the government handout thing I'm not keen on.
But if the government's going to say to the NRL, we'll give you $600 million to put a team on Mars.
No, don't worry about it, mate. It's okay. It's okay. We don't need the cash.
Fucking Martians, mate. There's already Mark Watney's already there. He's already planting potatoes in his shit. We're ready to rock, mate.
Yeah, it was hard offer to turn down. The NRL, and they will, but they just got to make sure that once that money stops coming in, that they've got that team set up and sustainable and looking after itself. But yeah. I think it makes perfect sense to have a team base there.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a bit tricky. I wouldn't say it's going to be as important to Papua New Guinea Rugby League as the Warriors were to New Zealand, because Papua New Guinea Rugby League is already on the improve internationally, whereas the New Zealand Rugby League was sort of in a bit of a rut when the Warriors came along, and they did benefit from different international rules back then, which meant a lot of Islanders could play for New Zealand. So PNG don't have that benefit. Yeah. Not ruling out the fact that they may not, they won't win a premiership. There's every chance that they will. Or, PNG winning a World Cup. I think they'll probably get to a World Cup final, pretty soon afterwards. I think the only problem they're going to have is trying to attract talent to go there. That's going to be their problem. So that's the thing that I believe they're working on at the moment. But that's the only thing I think they'll struggle with.
My concern
that's not a struggle that New Zealand had, trying to get people to go to Auckland.
No. My only concern is more the longer term once the government funding runs out. And have they become self-sustainable by that point? And then I would think you would hope that the local talent pool is what drives them from that point on. If that doesn't happen, I could see them being moved at that point to a different location. I don't know where. But that's the only thing. I think that's got to be the goal for this team. It's got to be the aiming for long-term success in terms of just standing on your own 2 feet. That's successful. Yeah. He says one here for Andrew on potentially on redrawing the borders for Sydney clubs for the junior development boundaries and some clubs in particular. Hello, West Tigers could be the next Penrith Panthers.
I mean, of course. You got that massive MacArthur region and go south down the highway from there. There's no reason why the West Tigers couldn't have a junior development system that rivals the Panthers.
Yeah.
They choose not to. I mean, what else can it be?
I don't get it. It's definitely, I think one thing the Panthers area has is that just geographically it's easier to get around than the West Tigers area.
100%. And it's a lot closer too compared to that MacArthur region where, it's it's all a bit spread out, and it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's so that's one potential. And the other thing that Penrith have going for them is they've refined it. They've refined the process, and the West Tigers have been too busy just doing other shit.
Infighting.
I think that redrawing the boundaries for teams in the, from Parramatta eastwards in the city is probably a good idea. But man, there's a lot of shit fighting that would happen between the clubs because of that, and there'd be like the big elephant in the room is how do you get a team like the Sydney Roosters to have any sort of junior base in Sydney when whatever you do, they've got to cannibalise whatever South Sydney's doing at some level to have that area of their own. And then you've got the West, St. George and the Sharks who have the tiny little area that they've got compared to St. George. And then, like, what do you do with the Balmain area? And, Manly kind of getting all of the North Shore makes sense. But then you've got the North Sydney Bears and there's so much shit fighting there, but I would like to see it happen, but I don't think it would happen anytime soon. And I think the only way it would happen is if the NRL said, we're about to put $10 million into junior development in the east of Sydney. But we're only doing it if we are able to redraw the boundaries. I think that's the only way it would happen. And if that were to happen, I could completely understand the likes of Penrith and Parramatta and the Bulldogs and the West Tigers saying, hang on a second, most of the fucking elite players come from Western Sydney. Why are you spending that much money on the east of the city?
That's
when, right. Can you imagine what would happen if you put $10 million just into Panthers area? Like, it would be fucking outrageous. So that's my point of view anyway.
I would probably if I was to cut it up like today and I had to go, right, we need to do this and it's got to be just rip the Band-Aid off. We need this shit done fast.
Yeah.
I'd probably just say, okay, Balmain area is going to the Roosters. And I'd be trying to push St. George Illawarra to Illawarra.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, you can push South down a little bit to give East a little bit more area. And then you don't have to give all of Balmain to East. You can separate a little bit with Parramatta if you need to. But I'd be looking at doing that a little bit. I think it's nonsense that the Sharks are surrounded by one team. It's north and south of them. So I think if we try and get that and everyone just has their little piece of the puzzle and there's, they've only got one or two teams they border with, I think that would be fine. I don't know. I think the best time to do that is now, Poodle, because there's hardly anyone from Balmain on the West Tigers board who are going to have any, there's not much say they've got in that team at the moment. So now's the time to do that and just say, you know what, let's just go. Let's just do this. But only do it if the NRL can get the state government to say, right, we need an upgrade to Campbelltown Stadium. Right? And in return, we will make sure the West Tigers play half their home games every year. Half their NRL games, all their home games, will be at Campbelltown Stadium. They won't be playing at CommBank or anywhere else. Just they'll play all their home games at Campbelltown, so you get all that money there. I'm trying to entice them into that. I think it's the only way to do it.
I wonder if you could get a situation where the NRL actually uses its own money to upgrade one of these stadiums, and I don't know how it would work because
I don't think they would.
Well, because they're owned by councils or the government. I don't know how the money side of it would work, but I'm sure they could work it out somehow.
I think it's got to the point now. The NRL is so big now that it's at the council's disadvantage if they say no to the NRL.
Yeah.
It's also to their disadvantage if they put the price up too high. The NRL goes, you know what, we're going to balk at that and say no.
Yeah.
So I think the NRL is now at that size where they're in control of the councils, and that's where you want to be.
The flip side of that is, though, I think to be a team with the future going forward long term, you've got to have the right facility to play at. And if you don't have the right facility to play at, and this is the problem that the Sharks have, you are not only missing out on money, like a lot. It's starting to become a lot of money, especially, and it's corporate money. You can't sell the corporate boxes, and then on top of that, you have smaller crowds and stuff. And at some point, and it happens quicker than you think. When teams are starting to average 25,000 fans, and you can only get 12,000 in your stadium, that's unacceptable. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 15 years down the track, when teams are averaging 30,000 and you still are only getting 12,000 that's completely ridiculous, And we've seen that change in our lifetime. We've seen the change from crowds going from, what's the NRL average now is about 20,000 people. It wasn't that long ago, 13, 14,000 across the entire league was the average. It happens quick.
I'll say you got me interested in that one. I'm going to see what the crowd average was in 1990.
I bet in 1990, I bet it was like 12,000.
Oh, God. The average crowd in 1990 was 12,073.
See, Andrew, I'm an expert for a reason, all right? It says it on my pick a year and I'll pick the average. Pick the year and I'll pick the average.
Let's go to 2000. 10 years on. We'll go to 2000.
Okay, 2000. Okay, let me think. 2000, and I'm not looking anything up. Like, I'm clapping my hands saying I'm not looking anything up. 2000.
I've got the camera on you. You're not touching hands there.
They're not even my hands, man. I'm going to say 2000. The average was 13,900.
15,267.
That's pretty good. I wonder if that was hit by a little bit of increased crowd figures for Super League for rationalisation reasons.
I think it was probably more because we had Stadium Australia at massive size and we're using it for the first time.
Yeah, you're right. 107,000 for the first two games.
Let's go to 2010. We're going in 10-year jumps.
2010. Oh, I'd say 16,000.
17,454.
Okay.
2020. 2020 is not a good one. Let's just go to this year.
This year, I'm guessing this year it's a what? 21,300.
21,841.
There you go.
And I laugh because every time we've ever spoken, both on the episodes and not on the episodes, and we've ever talked about something like, "Oh, I wonder how old that guy is." This fucking cunt gets the age right every time.
I'm ridiculous with ages. You can pick someone's age, and I'm like, and it's like actors and stuff, and I nail it. It's really weird.
Yep, gets me every time.
Yeah. Like we'll be talking, and we'll be like, "Oh, yeah, how old's Robert De Niro?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure he's like, I don't know." I remember once we were doing it, and I remember at the time I was like, 74 or something, and he was like 74 exactly. I don't even know how old he is now. Like, what would he be? I'm going to say Robert De Niro.
He's got to be 80.
I'm going to say he's 70. I'm going to say Robert De Niro is, I want to say 76, 77.
This is the first time I've actually done better than he's 82.
Oh, there you go. Wow, that's crazy.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I fucked it. I broke it. You broke the curse.
We did. We just had to go live.
Anyway, end of Dan's email.
Man, that was a long one.
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Yeah.
All seriousness, the work that both of you do is fantastic. I highly respect your opinions and research. It is so refreshing that there is a rugby league podcast with people out there who have a genuine passion for the game and actually understand what they are talking about. Cheers, Dan. Thank you for saying that, Dan. That's nice.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. So we've got another email. Oh, fuck. It's from Glenn.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Hang on. Let me get the lawyers on the phone.
Yeah. Man.
Glenn's called again.
Glenn's on. Glenn, here we go.
Yeah,
so his subject is memories. G'day, Fergo and the Freak. I really enjoyed the conversation from the previous episode around visited rugby league grounds. That was about a month ago we did that one. For what it's worth, here is my list. Sorry for the non-commercial names. So, Brisbane Stadium for Magic Round. Cumberland Oval.
Wow. He's showing his age now.
I know, right? Campbelltown Sports Ground.
Yeah.
Endeavour Field. Hunter Stadium. Leichhardt Oval. Lidcombe Oval. North Sydney Oval. Sydney Football Stadium, the original version.
Mm-hmm.
And Western Sydney Stadium. What's Western Sydney Stadium?
Combank.
You reckon?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Cheers, Glenn.
He
just wanted to drop a bomb on us like that.
Well, that's true. I mean, I'm not surprised he's been to Endeavour Field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's probably been to the car park there too.
Did you see that they did a big story on 60 Minutes about peptides?
No. Are we still reading Glenn's email?
No, I thought I'd randomly bring that up. That was all.
Oh.
Glenn has a second email that he sent us.
Mm.
The subject is State of Origin 2. He says, G'day, Fergo and the Freak. Firstly, can I say, Freaky, I'm surprised it took you 23 minutes to lose your shit when I listened to your podcast this morning. I think it must have been 23 minutes in, I went into rant mode.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I kind of knew he was going to be a bit ranty. So when we started the episode, I believe I might have started with a bit of a lighthearted joke or something else and just took you off tangent straight away and warmed you back into it. I didn't want you to blow that energy at the start. I wanted people to work their way into it a little bit.
Didn't want me to blow my wad.
That's right. I was just trying to massage the situation a little bit.
Yeah. So he says, let's give credit where credit is due to Queensland. Played a great game.
Why is he writing this shit for?
Fuck that. Fuck them. What did Loz give the team at halftime? Melatonin? The changes Loz made for this game should never have been made. Reece Robson was a passenger in the second half. His service from dummy half was shit. Yeah, that's right. At least he played 80 minutes, though. Hey, that was a great move. Aden Fanua-Blake, what the fuck? Yeah, I suppose they'll pick either of those two in the third game. New South Wales was lucky not to have two players in the bin. It was only a matter of time before either Radley or Staggs spent time in the bin. Cheers, Glenn.
You know what's interesting about both the Origin games?
Yes.
Is that the New South Wales forwards were not being used to their full potential. I don't think any of them made more than 100 metres. And that was the problem in both games. So the coach had intentionally decided to use edges of the ruck for metre gainage, which is just fucking insane because you know what that does? When Queensland are using all of their forwards to make metres, you're giving them all a rest all the fucking time. So they're able to make big metres up through the middle all the time. Yeah. This is so stupid.
And can I also say, and this is something that the West Tigers need to fucking take on board.
Yes.
Just because a player can play 80 minutes doesn't mean you should fucking play them 80 minutes. The Poms never understood this in the early 2000s. They'd be like, oh, our forwards are great because they can all play 80 minutes. It's like, give me 60 minutes of the best prop in the world over 80 minutes of your fucking guy who's dragging ass in the last 5 minutes because he shouldn't have been playing 80 minutes.
You know what? If you pay me $400,000 a year, I will go out and play for 80 minutes every week as well.
Yeah.
It'll be dog shit. I won't do fuck all. I won't do absolutely fuck all, but I'll be out there for 80 minutes.
Spoken like a West Tiger.
That's right.
Oh, shit.
That's absolutely fucking right.
Should we use that to get into the New South Wales team for Game 3?
Is there any more emails?
No, that's it. That's
okay. Yeah, let's go into the blue side.
Okay, because I'm going to have a fucking breakdown about this team.
Yeah, let's have a look at the teams. Where is it? Just going through. It is right. We won't go. We'll just go through the ins and outs. So New South Wales have brought back Blake Brayley, Ola Kawatu, Stephen Crichton, Liam Martin, Bradman Best, and who else was coming in that was new? Jack Bostock.
Yeah, but he had joined the squad for the second game due to an injury.
Yes.
So he was in the squad.
Yeah. And for Queensland, they've brought in Corey Horsburgh. Sorry, that's just an automatic reaction
I
whenever I
know,
see
that's
him.
hilarious, eh?
Jeremiah Nanai, Patrick Carrigan, and Finafuakai and Collins. I can't believe Finafuakai has been dropped, but there we go.
I think Collins is out because
Probably got suspended.
No, Collins is out from head knock, a brain injury. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know it was because of a suspension for abusing the living shit out of a teammate for not catching a ball on the weekend, or. Yeah. And he was right. He was right to call that out as well. I'm not saying anything about that. Collins is absolutely in the right because he's standing back on the dead ball line, ready to steam onto it and do a hit up. And I can't remember who it was. Was it Billy Smith wandered across to take the catch? He's just dawdling along like he's walking his fucking dog, and he goes, "Oh, there's a ball," and just like the bouncer goes dead. And you're like, "The fuck was that shit?" So 2 thumbs up to Lindsay Collins ripping into his teammate for not doing his fucking job. 100% on your side, Lindsay. But yeah, that's basically the sides.
Can I go through some of the New South Wales selections just bit by bits
100%.
and just give my thoughts? Okay. So we've brought in Mitch Moses into the squad again. His form, especially recently, has been terrible. He's only just coming back from an injury. He was diabolical for Parramatta on the weekend. It's the worst season of his career. He has never won anything at club level, and he's got a losing percentage at club level, and they want to play him at 5'8". Okay. Ethan Strange, we've got him on the bench again because anytime you can carry a 5'8" that was one of your best players in the first game on the bench so that a 32-year-old loser can take his place in the starting side, you've got to do it. We have brought in a rugby union player who is still there for the third game, who scored 2 tries, but he gave up 3.
Hooray, 2 tries!
Oh, but he gave up 3. And so we've kept him in the squad. And then we drop To'o, which I'm fine with that. People probably are shocked to hear me say I'm fine with that. I think his form's not great at the moment, But then we bring in Bostock, who's playing centre for the Dolphins, and I guess we're going to play him on the wing outside of Bradman Best, whose form has just been so-so this year.
No, but he scored a try on the weekend, so
I know.
So he's good.
Then
he's from Newcastle. He's good.
We've got fucking Olakawatu for the Manly Sea Eagles.
Yeah,
playing like Hercules. You know,
put him on the bench.
Just fucking tearing through. Yeah, let's have him on the bench because we're going to bring Liam Martin in, who struggled with injuries all year and has not really been anywhere near his best form. We're going to bring him into the side, even though he played really poorly on the weekend for the Panthers. And then but
hang on, he's an Origin player though.
Oh, I know, mate. Fucking Origin players, mate. And then we've got Adam Fanua-Blake, who has been totally shown to be not of this level. Just doesn't have the leg speed, doesn't have the endurance. We keep picking him, Then we've got Reece Robson, who come in a few years ago under Michael Maguire because, unfortunately for New South Wales, all of our hookers were injured. So Reece Robson come in. Well, for some reason, he's one of our first pick these days, ahead of, like, Blake Brayley and fucking what's his name? Fucking West Tigers. Goddamn. Coruscant. Like, we are lucky to have those 2 guys that we can just switch, in a game. Very good dummy half runners, real crafty, real skillful. But for some reason, we're going to put those guys behind Reece fucking Robson. Reece Robson's a fine club player, and that's completely fine. I don't want to run him down, but he's not of this level. We're going to have Crichton in, who's still trying to get over injuries himself, which is great. We've got fucking Tedesco, who his attack is just get in the way of the halves all the time, and defensively he's 3 steps behind where he should be positionally. But why not? We've got Radley, who he's another Origin player. Andrew, have you heard that?
Yeah, he's definitely an Origin player.
He's a fucking Origin player, that kid. He's going to get.
I would say,
yeah,
he is as much an Origin player as Corey Horsburgh isn't.
Yes.
Because I think what the definition of an Origin player is someone who's willing to have a fight and give away penalties. I think that's their definition of what an Origin player is.
I think so.
Someone who will go out there and be nasty, and that's everything that Corey Horsburgh isn't.
And like on this podcast, we call Corey Horsburgh God's mistake, right?
I will say, if you go into the NRL website, you have a look at it, it looks a lot more like that English front rower that used to play for the Bulldogs, James.
Oh, James fucking Graham.
Yeah. You have a look at the picture of Corey Horsburgh in the Queensland side on the NRL website. It looks like James Graham.
It does it. Fat Prince Harry.
I kid you not.
Really? That's
weird. To me, it looks a lot more like James Graham and a lot less like Corey Horsburgh.
That's interesting.
Trust me, people, you need to go see this and tell me if I'm wrong.
Speaking of people that are translucent, why are we leaving Jenkins out of the team? Like, we want somebody that can jump and score heaps of tries and stuff.
I don't know.
What the fuck is Jenkins not doing?
The thing I find interesting is the things that worked reasonably well in the second half of game one are the things that we're avoiding.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, you can't take anything away from the fact that it was 13 on 12, okay?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, and this is what you've got to keep telling people, is you can only play what's in front of you.
Yes.
Right? And so you should win. And at that stage, New South Wales weren't. They did go on to win, but it wasn't just because they had the extra man. Some of the tries they scored, like the one that Cleary scored, wasn't where they had a man overlap. They scored that through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that wasn't taking advantage of a one-man, extra. Anyway, and so that's the thing is they weren't doing it the easy way. They were doing it the hard way still, and they did just enough to win that game. But game two, New South Wales didn't do anything resembling what worked for the second half of game one. They weren't trying to make meters through the middle. They were just plodding constantly on the edges and just won out the whole fucking time. It got so boring and repetitive, but also so very, very easy to defend.
Imagine we played so poorly in the second game that they took Mitch Moses off the field. They subbed our 5'8", and then you pick him again for game three. And I keep going back to how beautiful and seamless it was when Cleary and Strange were playing in the halves in that first game, and it was just like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
This isn't clunky. They just are playing well together. And we go away from it as much as we can. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? So that's just my feelings on all of the selections in the New South Wales team.
Okay, so there's a few things that I spot when it comes to this side. Okay, what works and what doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Blake Brayley is one of those hookers who is good at getting his props moving forward. And he gets them not only moving forward, he gets some good early ball. Because you'll know some hookers, right? Reece Robson does this. Robbie Farah used to do this a lot. And that is they'll get the ball out of dummy half and then they'll take 2 or 3 steps out and then they'll pass. And in their mind, they think, I'm going to draw one of the defenders across towards me and create a gap out wide. And then the forward will run through that gap. What happens, though, is not that, because one of the second marker will come around and tackle them, and they haven't done anything except put an extra defender on the bloke they're passing the ball to, i.e. it's a fucking hospital pass. Reece Robson does that. Brayley doesn't do that. He gets his forwards early ball so they can make that meters early. And when they make it early, they tend to fall forward, they get a quick play of the ball, and he's right there to... It's all about setting up for the second play. It's not the first play. It's the second one after it. That's what he does. Cameron Smith used to do that with absolute precision all the time. Harry Grant does that with precision all the time. Danny Baderas did it all the time with precision. That's what good hookers do. They're not just playing this tackle. They're working towards the next one because the next one's where the ball goes out to a halfback or something like that. Right. Now, the thing that works for Nathan Cleary is that his number 6 is someone who runs the ball, because Cleary is also a ball-running halfback. And he works good when he's got another ball-running half next to him. He's 5'8". And I will say this, I think Nathan Cleary would have a better combination with Nico Hines than he would Mitch Moses, because Hines is another person who likes to run more. When he's playing good football and he's playing his natural football, Hines is a ball runner. When you got Nicho Hines trying to be an organiser, he turns to shit, right? And that's why I've said for years, he should not be the 7 at Sharks. He should be the 6. And you let Trindle be the halfback because Trindle is an organiser. I think Cleary would work better with Nicho Hines there. And I'm not saying Hines should be playing Origin. My point is, Hines' style works with Cleary. That's why Ethan Strange's style works with Cleary.
Yeah.
That all works, right? And the good thing about having a ball running 6 is it means that Tedesco stays the fuck out of the way because he's got a ball player in charge of everything. That's your halfback. When you got 2 halfbacks fighting around, they're looking for a ball runner all the time. That's where Tedesco turns up. And he's constantly sitting in there as the second receiver everywhere. That's why things get stagnant. That's why if you're going to have a number 6 there who is Mitch Moses, then you have to have someone who is not a playmaker type fullback, which is Dylan Edwards. He's a ball runner. So you put Dylan Edwards at fullback if you want to have Moses there. Why are we not seeing this and making these changes like this? No, nothing about this is cohesive. It's all just slapdash horseshit, hoping it works. And then when it does work, or the occasion it does, they're like, yeah, we picked the right team. You go, no, you just jagged a win. That's all it is.
Yeah, look, I posted a crazy stat during the week about the coaching that we've had for New South Wales. And it was that since 2013.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's crazy when you realise it's been this long. Since 2013, it's like 38 games for New South Wales have been coached by either Laurie Daly or Brad Fittler. And only 3 games have been coached by a top-level coach in Mike Maguire. So we've had 1 year of Mike Maguire, and since 2013, it's either been Laurie Daly or Brad Fittler. And then we look at the players that have played under those guys. It's 13 fucking years.
Yeah.
Right? And you think about all the players that people can say, oh, they underperformed or this or that. And it's like, that's the coaching that they've got. I just can't. What are we doing? You know? And that's not just the coaching. That's the people picking the team too. And the 1 year that we have a fucking top grade coach, we won the series.
Yeah.
We look pretty damn good doing it as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I think that everything, it's just all symptomatic of what a mess the New South Wales system is. The fact that we don't have a proper coach. The fact that we've got a coach that, you know, that one of the stories that will come out this week, you watch, is that some actual coach will turn up for one day during the camp. And we shouldn't need to do that. Then there'll be people who say, oh, Boyd Cordner's doing a lot of the coaching. It's like, that's not good. Boyd Cordner's not a coach either. Like, the fact that Boyd Cordner was captain of New South Wales there for a while is also fucking problematic. I mean, fuck, he was the best we had to captain the team. Jesus. It's just a mess. And this third game, I think that New South Wales are probably going to get trounced in, and it won't be a shock. I'm going to get shit-faced during it, and then me and Andrew are going to do a podcast after it, immediately after it, so we give our reactions. It's going to be good.
Yes. I'm going to try and pay. I'm going to try and pay proper attention to it this time, because game 2, I got so bored with how the game was being played. And this is not just because New South Wales were losing. I found both teams, especially in the first half, were playing such dull, just useless, boring football. It was just drawl. And it was only the second half when New South Wales kept doing it, and Queensland went, you know what, this is probably not working. Let's change something. New South Wales went, nah, this is all right. Let's keep doing this. Actually, let's see if we can go a little bit worse. I think that might be better. If we go worse, yeah, there's logic to that somewhere, apparently. And I just went, oh, okay, here comes the points. I was like, whatever. I'd probably watch more of the second half than I did the first half.
So I'd like sit on the edge of my seat, and I just was losing my mind. I'm so locked into State of Origin games, and so I pick up every fucking tiny little thing in these games, and I always have. I love State of Origin. Like, am fucking crazy about it. And so watching that second game, I was just fucking losing my mind. And I think that's why when we got on the podcast and you said something and it was funny. I can't even remember what it was. But then eventually, like, the rage returned. And even after the first game, like, I was pretty drunk after the first game and we won. But it wasn't like it was a triumphant, moment. We kind of won because they had 12 players on the field for the last 20 minutes. And it's going to be interesting listening on after game 3. That's for certain.
It certainly will be. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Well, there was news.
I was going to say the TV rights deal.
Yeah, the news has come out over the last week or so that it looks like Fox Sports and Channel 9 are going to put together a 7-year, $5 billion TV deal. It's just crazy. Yeah, the NRL salary cap expected to go up. I did do some sums on it. I can't remember what it is now, but it's going to be between like about 18 million to 23 million. The cap will go up just based upon what the current collective bargaining agreement is with the Rugby League Players Association. They have a set amount that they get out of the game's revenue.
You know what I'd like to see?
Mm-hmm.
Is that they increase the salary cap, but also increase the number of players in a first grade squad, so that instead of just getting a bunch of players at the top end getting a ton more money, we start spreading a bit more of that money around amongst some of the emerging talent coming through as well.
Look, I think they will. I think that what the Players Association, you've got to give them credit. They've been very reasonable in everything that they've asked for out of the NRL, and they've it's not like they're a militant Players Association.
No.
They've been very reasonable, and I think that they will do that. I expect that we'll see players maybe in reserve grade competitions get some money as well, get a piece of the pie, and I think that the minimum wage will go up as well. Because there's so much money there that there's plenty that can be done with it.
Yeah,
that's why I don't think I wouldn't be shocked if the Players Association cut back on how much went straight to first grade players and gave some of the extra down the pyramid, the players pyramid.
Yeah, if they could throw a bit more towards the women's players, the lower grades players.
Yeah.
Some of the games have historians and statisticians, podcasters.
Yeah, podcasters who were very good at, used to be good at picking out the ages of actors and stuff.
Yeah, I think if you spread that money around there, that'd be really handy.
Yeah. That was some news that came out this week. Another news story that came out today is that the Penrith Panthers have given permission to Moses Leota to see what his worth is on the open market. And I think that this is a little bit of a building thing at Penrith in terms of they haven't secured a lot of their star play, like most of them, like Cleary, Martin, Moses Leota, obviously. There's a whole lot of them that they have not secured over a longer term. And I think the longer we go past the time when we find out what the new salary cap will be. And I think that what the Panthers want is that every player in their squad knows their worth on the open market. And then we get the new salary cap figures, and then the Panthers can work out what they're doing from that point on, which is what every club does. It's not just the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I think once we know what the new salary cap will be, the longer that it goes and that Nathan Cleary hasn't signed up because he should be the first, the more chances that he will leave the Panthers. And I don't know where to, because they're going to offer him a fucking ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I think the problem that Cleary's going to have is every team is going to have a lot of their players already locked in, right? And they're going to have their salary cap is going to be mostly tied up. Not many clubs have got the, in quotation marks, war chest that he's going to demand. So when you start becoming that elite and that expensive, you actually start to narrow down the number of clubs you can actually potentially move to. And that's where Cleary's at. He's going to be at a situation where he might actually only be able to go to Penrith, West Tigers, or the Dragons. Yeah, that's going to be a hard call, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. And like he has talked about, he knows that at Penrith they've got a chance to do historic things. And they've already done that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I said, fucking, what was it, earlier this year? He's a $3 million player. And people fucking laughed at it. He's going to sign a contract for at least $3 million, I reckon. And what I would do if I was him, and if he's happy at Penrith and he's happy to stay, and I think he is. Like, it's not like I'm looking at it going like, oh, I think he's not happy at Penrith. He'll need to think about how much he takes out of a cap for whatever team, and then can they support him with a team that can get the job done? And Penrith is in the best situation for that because of their juniors.
Yeah, no other team is going to be able to give him what he wants as far as a team around him.
Yeah, and if he leaves all of that on the table and goes elsewhere, Penrith were never, ever going to be able to offer him enough. It's not about money at that point, and it's not about, and if that's what he chooses, that's cool. He'll do whatever he wants to do. But, like, I think Penrith are in the very best position of anyone to give him anything he wanted, really. And I think he's worth it. They
should name the new stadium Nathan Cleary Stadium. Just to make it clear, like, we built a stadium for you.
Yeah. Well, half a stadium.
Look, we put a small, like, 3-inch extension on the roof.
Well, we didn't. We actually have less roof than we had.
That's true.
We have less roof than we had fucking in the old stadium. How weird's that? So stupid.
Maybe they can just go up there and put some of those runners on the side, like you get on those like cheap cupboard drawers and stuff, and you just put an extendable roof on there.
The fucking Colosseum in Rome had more of a fucking overhang roof than we've got at Penrith Footy Stadium. $300 million.
Maybe a tarp. If you put a tarp across it.
Anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely anything would be good. Yeah.
Get Bunnings on side as a sponsor.
Get a shitload of, like, beach umbrellas and just sort of interweave them.
That could work.
That'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I need to go and check out the stadium. Hey,
yeah. You could be a roving reporter. You could actually be a journalist.
First of all, fuck you. Okay. I know I'm not a journalist because I've got a soul. I know Nadine's been to the stage, like, she's sort of went and seen the stadium as it's been built, and she was like, it looks huge compared to the old stadium.
But I mean, she has to. She's the mayor.
Yeah, true.
Like, she has to sign off on that shit.
You got to be careful with, like, what the stadium looks like at the moment, because, like, it's going to look huge with everything around it trimmed away. You know what I mean? It just looks bigger when everything else is gone.
Yeah.
It's when you let everything else be back there, and it's like, oh, actually, it's not that big, is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit problematic, that roof.
Yeah, it's a real problem. It's a real problem. Once they get all of that landscaping in,
it's almost like they're trying to downgrade it.
Yeah.
Out of pity for Campbelltown and Leichhardt.
$300 fucking million. We have half a roof. I will never let it drop.
It's ridiculous.
It's so fucking dumb.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We literally need another $300 million to fix it.
Just get some tent poles, like, up above the current roof, so you make it nice and high. And then, just put one of those big tarps over there, like you put on those, outdoor things that they have for Bunnings barbecues. You have a bunch of those up there.
You know what is funny is that that it's that stand that they have at Brookvale Oval that the North Sydney jersey was buried under.
Oh yeah, where it's sour.
Yeah, with the ground sour there. I look at that and I'm like, man, if you shoved that at one of the ends at Penrith Footy Stadium, that would be pretty cool. And that didn't cost a huge amount of money.
No.
But fucking for $300 million, we didn't get a whole lot.
Basically just a bunch of nails.
We got 1,500 extra seats and half the roof we had before for $300 million. And I've heard people say, yeah, but all of that was spent on the sewage system. It's like, we didn't get $300 million to get a new stadium to make shit run fucking better underneath fucking the road.
How do you need 300 million? It just needs one bloke with a fucking hoe to just chick it a little bit deeper, and it'll all flow downhill.
Just how much does PVC pipe even cost these days?
I don't know. I'm not in that market.
I mean, if there was a shit problem, you would think that the shit problem would be somewhere like Leichhardt Oval, where it's all like, pipes that are from the fucking 1800s still.
No, look, in defense of Leichhardt, there's a reason why it smells the way it does. That's because all that stuff doesn't go anywhere.
Just stays in, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. The other thing I find funny is when you say, like, oh, we should get the ends built out at Penrith Football Stadium, and people will be like, oh, there's not enough room. And it's like, how fucking big do you think that at the end of a stadium is? Like, because people say, oh, it'll go out into the cricket field. It's like the fucking cricket field's like 30 metres away. Man, get a goddamn engineer in to fucking sort it.
Cricket grounds are everywhere. Don't worry about it. Right.
Richie Beno used to play at that ground, though.
Oh, well.
Who gives a shit?
He's not anymore. He's not anymore.
Yeah. He hasn't played there for fucking years.
Oh, bless your heart, Richie.
I'm fucking so angry about the stadium. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's fine. Let's go over the footy results of the last 2 weeks, because I think we missed all of that.
Okay.
Just quickly. Because it has been 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Round 16, Newcastle just beat the Dragons 22-20. The Dolphins beat the Tigers 36-22. The Titans beat Penrith 19-18.
Yeah.
Bulldogs beat Manly 13-12. Warriors beat the Cowboys 38-20. Melbourne beat Canberra 42-20. And the Roosters beat Sharks 27-8. And last week, South beat Parramatta 32-12. The Dogs beat the Titans 30-12. Roosters beat Brisbane 24-18. Dolphins beat the Warriors 26-24 in yet another close game. That's I think the sixth game in a row where they've had a game decided by 4 points or less.
That's crazy.
Cowboys beat Penrith 26-12. Manly beat Melbourne 30-4. Canberra beat Dragons 24-16. And the Knights beat the Tigers 12-6 in the most miserable game of football I've seen all year. Oh my God, that game was dreadful.
Yeah, some of these games over the Origin period suck.
They do. But that Knights Tigers game, people will sit there and say, "Oh, but it was raining." I went, it was raining for all the other games, and they didn't look half as bad as that. God, that was just dreadful.
The only thing I definitely knew watching that game was that someone in the Knights was going to play for New South Wales, just because it was the last game.
I watched it going,
sitting around. You just knew it.
I was watching it going. You're watching it going, who's going to get it? Like, which forward? That's what I was looking at. Which Newcastle forward is going to stand up and have a good game here? Because they'll get a Blues jump at the end of this. And I was wrong. I gave it to Bradman Best again.
I thought it was going to be Saifidi because, for some reason...
He's got his foot in the door all the time.
Listen, what the fuck is going on? Like, whenever you need to hear Matthew John say, no, Saifidi's been playing really well, you know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's always bullshit.
To the point where I'm starting to think maybe Johns has just got money on some Newcastle Knights player being picked all the time. So he just pushes that agenda.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
That it definitely has been. I'll go through the stats for this week's games because there's only a few.
Yep.
Let's see. Where have I put them? Here. All right. We have... Where is it? There it is. Penrith v South. Penrith have won 14 of their last 18 games against South, and Penrith have scored 204 points and conceded just 64 in their 5 games at Combank Stadium this year. They've won all 5 of them by an average score of 40-12.
I think South might win this one. Penrith's not in good form. They lost all of their Origin players. I just think that they're just not playing that great, and Souths have the ability to get one here.
I'm going with Penrith. I can't see that anyone at that club is going to be happy about the idea of losing 2 in a row. and I think they're going to come out pretty bloody energetic in this one.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to. I'll probably still pick Penrith, but I really do think South can win this one.
Oh, Souths are definitely capable of it. I just think Penrith are going to go to that next level because they don't want to drop any more games from here. They want to stay and have that big buffer at the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Dragons, Tigers. Oh, dear. Dragons need 8 more tries to reach 2,500 in their history. You reckon they're getting done?
Is that just St. George Illawarra history? Or?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Who else are we talking about?
No comment.
The Tigers won their last game against the Dragons at Cogra. The last time the Dragons, and that includes St. George and St. George Illawarra, had back-to-back losses against the West Tigers, including Balmain and the West Magpies, was 1985-1989.
Wow.
Balmain won in 1985 and West won in 1989.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go for the Tigers in this one. I tell you what, the Dragons cannot select Flanagan. They cannot. They're better off having another second rower in the middle of the field.
Look, I think they should probably give him one more chance this week.
Did you watch that game last week?
I'll tell you what, I watched the first 30 minutes of it, but you know what? I've got socks to sort out.
I tell you what, I watched it and I was losing my mind about Flanagan literally threw 2 passes that went for length of the field tries for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they lost by.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where like they had 6 tackles and then there was a 6 again and they're attacking the line and Flanagan gets it and just fucking booted it dead on the 3rd tackle. And I was apoplectic. I was losing it.
I remember watching him early this year and I was thinking to myself, I actually think at his absolute best, Paul Gallen would have been a better halfback than Flanagan.
True. But he was a natural athlete.
He did have that unfair advantage.
Did you see that 60 Minutes episode last weekend about the peptides?
Oh, the one Glenn was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed it too. I didn't need to be watching it though.
I mean, I tend to ignore most of the current modern journalism, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's just selling your shit.
It's grifting.
Did you see in Europe, because they're having a supposed heat wave, that they're demonising air conditioning?
I did hear about that.
Do you reckon there's one single fucking politician or person that is working at any of the television stations that aren't in air conditioning?
Hell no. That was crazy. They're talking about, I saw some people whinging about the fact there was something about not having aircon on when it's 40 degrees or something to save on electricity. It's like, where in that area is it going to get to 40 degrees?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm reminded of the heat wave that struck down the English Rugby League team in 1999. Do you remember that one?
Where they play.
I recall that we were discussing this and you decided to ring the Australian Bureau. Wasn't that the Bureau of
Meteorology? Yeah, we were you were listening while I was ringing them. What was it? Was it 26 degrees?
26 degrees.
26 degrees. They needed fucking drinks breaks and shit.
It was a beautiful day. It was on the Gold Coast too. It's not like it was in a 26 humid day in Townsville, which is still not bad.
They do this thing over in England where they say, "Oh yeah, it's only 26 degrees, but it's a different sort of heat here." It's like, no, it's called a thermometer. Like the fucking temperature's the temperature, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, but it's very humid." It's like, well, you think it's not fucking humid in Australia? You think people in Thailand are like, wow, this fucking humidity in Yorkshire. Can't fucking get over this shit.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
You get someone walking down the street in fucking Manchester. It's like, man, he looks hot. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from fucking Bhutan. We don't
have experienced heat like this before.
This. Yeah, this is crazy.
How do you escape this 20-degree heat?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Anyway, back to the two games.
Yeah, back to...
We do tend to get sidetracked.
Yeah, sometimes. Anytime we can have a go to Palm.
That's right. Brisbane versus Cronulla. The Sharks won 4 of their last 5 games at Suncorp, scoring 154 points at 30 points per game. And Cronulla have won 10 of their last 14 games in Queensland.
Yeah, you got to pick Cronulla in this, and that would probably definitely be the end of the Broncos premiership.
Yeah. The Broncos were dreadful the last 2 games.
Yeah. Wheels are falling off. It's hard to fucking back up.
It is.
Very hard.
But it's good because they're planning for the future. They've already signed 2 37-year-old blokes for next year, so they're good. Parramatta versus Manly. Eels have won 10 of their last 12 games against Manly away from Brookvale Oval.
Got to pick Manly. Manly's playing pretty well. They lost Brooks to ACL.
Well, Manly have also lost 5 of their last 6 games at CommBank.
Yeah, but they're playing their fucking Eels.
That's true. Manly it is. Newcastle Dolphins. The Knights have won all of their last 5 games against the Dolphins. And Dolphins have won their last 8 straight NRL games, scoring 284 points, which is 35.5 points per game.
The Dolphins have lost Katoa, which is going to be huge.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one for them, but they're playing with a lot of porpoise.
They are. I still think Newcastle should be able to get the job done at home. I think if this was played anywhere else other than Newcastle, they'd struggle, but I think they might get this one home.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, there's less disruption to their team. That's for sure.
Yeah. For Origin, Tedesco will join Billy Slater as the most capped Origin fullback with 26 games there. That's actually starting a fullback.
Yep.
Also, the 3 most capped fullbacks for New South Wales all played for the Tigers.
Tim Brashaw.
Yep.
Gary Jack.
Yep.
Ooh.
I just said the other one, James Tedesco.
Oh, yeah. I always forget. Yeah, that's interesting. If Billy Slater was a New South Welshman, he would never have fucking played that many games at fullback. We would have said he's too small.
Put him on the wing.
He's not an Origin player.
Put him on the wing.
He would have played on the wing when he was 28.
And then put him at hooker.
Yeah.
Because he's little.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary will also become the first Blues halfback to play 20 Origin games in the 7-jumper.
Probably surprised a lot of people.
I think that would.
Yeah.
When you consider that we had Mortimer, Sterling, and Johns, even Ricky Stewart.
Jeff Tuvey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. We fuck players around.
Yeah, I found that one to be absolutely astonishing.
Yeah.
It's taken till Nathan Cleary to become the first New South Wales halfback to get to 20 Origin games.
And under all that time, he's only had 3 games where he was coached by a top-level coach.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. Is your cat losing its mind or something?
Yeah. Oi! Stop it!
What's it doing?
Dickhead. Now your dog's having a whinge.
Yeah, this is the dog next door. It's not even my dog.
Oh, my God.
It's just animals all around us.
Wild animals.
Yeah, it's great. Go
into the room of mirrors and have a good hard look at yourself. Yeah, sulking off. You idiot. Well, what the hell are we talking about anyway?
State of Origin statistics you were giving us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our preview. Who are you picking for Origin 3?
Queensland to win it.
Yeah, Queensland to win it. We'll support New South Wales, but Queensland should win.
Yeah, I hope New South Wales wins it. I really do. In my heart of hearts, I really do.
Yeah.
And I will, but I'm going to watch a disaster. It's like going to watch a fucking execution,
Yeah.
It's fucked.
You know what the end result's going to be.
Yeah.
Now, we'll just do a quick check-in on the English Rugby League.
Yeah, might as well. They're still playing.
They're still there. Huddersfield are now dead last in Super League. They've only had 2 wins this year from 16 games.
Yep.
And Leeds are on top, 13 wins. In the, I think the one that I'm more interested in is the Championship, the second division over there.
Yeah, there's been some fun games in that one.
Yeah, London Broncos still undefeated after 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
And their average score this year now is 62.8 to 9.
Yeah, their defence should be a bit better, hey?
What the fuck? Oh my God. They've scored 943 points in 15 games.
It's really weird how Australians don't take English Rugby League seriously, hey?
Let's go through some of London's results this year.
Okay.
I'll just read out the scores where they scored more than 50 points. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
That's still nearly most of them. They beat the West Warriors 86-0. They beat Swinton 84-6. North Wales 106-18. Salford 66-6. Keighley 62-6. Gould 70-10. Midland 64-0. Doncaster 52-20. Sheffield 72-10. Hunslet 54-18. North Wales 134-0. Midland 62-24. And Batley 64-12. And the match from Gould all the way down have been consecutive.
Holy shit.
Yes.
What a fucking joke.
And if we had included the Keighley one where they won 62-6, their game after that was against Doncaster, which they won 30-16. And the game before that where they beat Sheffield 48-4.
I just don't understand why the national media doesn't pay more attention to rugby league in the UK. Hey, it's a fucking mystery.
It is a bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
The game against North Wales was pretty impressive, 134-0.
Yeah. Still didn't break the record though.
No, but they did have 2 goal kickers take over 10 shots a goal each.
That's so fucking stupid. It's so goofy.
Gero Voro kicked 10 from 14 and Jimmy Meadows kicked 7 from 11.
Can you imagine if we were getting scores like that in the New South Wales and Queensland Cup?
Oh my God.
But we would fucking be like, we've got a serious problem. We've got some serious issues we've got to address. And they're just like, whatever. They don't care.
So the interesting thing about this game is they had 13 different try scorers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just nuts. And despite having 13 try scorers, Regan Campbell-Gillard, their captain, wasn't one of them.
I wonder how he's playing over there.
Well, I mean, he hasn't lost a game.
Oh yeah, well, that's a good point. But I wonder if he's Regan Campbell-Gillarding it like he used to, where he has one good game and then you just forget he's there for the rest of the year.
To be honest, he probably could get away with doing that over there.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, there's a huge gap there. That's nuts.
Yeah, well, I mean, they made that decision to merge the second and third division, and it's been a fucking disaster. And no doubt next year they'll make a decision to unmerge them, and they're looking for the golden bullet, and there's no bullets in the gun. That's the problem.
Well, do you want to guess what their average crowd is this year?
The London Morocco's?
No, for the championship, second division.
Oh, I'm going to say, this is a rubbery figure. I'm going to say 1,300.
Oh. See, if anyone wants to go out there and say LeagueFreak is pessimistic about English Rugby League, right there, he's proven you're wrong. Because its average is 1,190.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Lowest crowd was 208.
You know who would love those crowds? The rugby union club competitions in Australia. Like the Sydney competitions, they would fucking care if they were getting them crowds. They'd be like, "This, we've never had crowds bigger than this before. We're in a golden era."
How do we get up to 1190 on average, gentlemen? Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the English wrap. That's what's going on there. Not much to speak about, really.
How about the Formula One wrap?
We do need to have a Formula One wrap.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. They had the race in... there's only been the one race, hasn't there, since the last chat? And that was the one on weekend.
Yeah,
Austria.
In beautiful Austria.
You know what? I fucking love that track. I don't know why, but I really enjoy watching races there.
I think it is the best modern Formula One circuit, bar none.
I agree.
Yeah, you've got the long straights into those tight turns that turn almost back on themselves.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. It's just exactly what Formula One track should be for these modern cars. It was amazing to see the cars really, losing the back end, especially on that last corner coming into the front straight. Wasn't the best race, unfortunately, but it was all right. Like that should be the level of what a poor race should be, quite honestly. Like a race that had, and I tell you what, Piastri's start was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
he overtook about 3 different cars, overtook his teammate and stuff. Sky commentary team fucking ignored all of it. And then, it was just it was a really interesting race. I love that track. I think that track's incredible. Hamilton was unlucky. His race just didn't pan out for him, unfortunately.
Well, he pitted for tyres literally minutes before the virtual safety car came out, which cost him time.
And Antonelli come in just as the virtual safety car came out. Otherwise, I think he would have won that race.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. But, I love that track.
Where's the next race and when?
Can I guess?
By all means, please do.
Britain.
It is Britain, and it's this weekend.
Is it this weekend? Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Bunch of fucking garbage cunts have come out of that country. Fucking Europe's hillbillies. You're going to visit.
the Queensland of Europe.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks after that, we got Spa.
Oh, Spa. I love Spa. Spa is like just the grand track. That's beautiful. I love Spa.
So, but yeah, Great Britain's going to be good. The only problem with the Great Britain Grand Prix is the whole week and the whole race is just non-stop, incessant wanking over British drivers.
True. You know what? When I was watching this race out of Austria this weekend, I was thinking about like how rough it is when you're the Formula One world champion and no one cares. And I was thinking like Lando Norris is in that situation right now. And who else can I remember that's been in that situation? And the next one that I could remember was Damon Hill.
Yes.
When he went to, I think he was driving for Arrows. Was it Arrows or Jordan? I think it was Arrows, wasn't it?
When he won.
Remember he won for Williams, and then the next year he ended up driving for.
Didn't he go to Arrows after Williams?
Yeah, I think it was Arrows, and then he ended up at Jordan.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. I'm going to have to have a look now. Damon Hill. Let's have a look here. Did you know Damon Hill's actually about to go on a talking tour around Australia and New Zealand?
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I bet he doesn't. I know what he's not going to bring up, hey?
You should go and ask him some questions.
I should, yeah. I should say, yeah. What was it like to drive into the side of the future Formula One world champion? To be fair to Damon Hill, I saw an interview with him on YouTube not long ago, and he talked about how at that stage, I can't remember who he was talking with, but it was another former driver, and he was saying at that stage none of them realised what Michael Schumacher. What an animal! What a fucking monster of the sport he was. They didn't realise what they were racing against.
Yeah.
That's to be fair to him.
That is, yeah. But yeah, he went to Arrows and then he finished at Jordan.
Yeah. Formula One expert, mate.
That's right. So we're good with this. This is where we're at home.
The only other one I could think of that was probably a bit like that was Jenson Button.
Yeah.
I can't remember how his next season was, though. I just can't remember. But because a Formula One world champion, the year after they win the championship, it should almost be a victory lap, even if they don't win the title again. And when you see one and they're just struggling, it's not nice.
No, I don't think anyone's really that upset about the fact that that's happened with Lando Norris, though, because he was such a sook about it all last year.
Yeah, and the way that everything was handled within the team was insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
So after Jenson Button won his world championship, he went straight to McLaren.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
And what did they do?
He finished 5th and then 2nd, then 5th, then 9th, and then he was at when McLaren were Mercedes, he was there again. Then he went to Honda.
Yeah, see, so, I mean, he did nothing at McLaren, obviously, because I would have remembered that.
Yeah. I don't think was he in those, when they came back as being in the orange cars? I remember they had the They dropped the Mercedes engines and picked up the Honda ones, and they were like getting around in lawnmower engines while everyone else was driving Formula One cars. It was him and Alonso.
Oh, I just can't remember.
I think that was 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not pretty to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if in terms of the worst Formula One world champions that I've seen in my life, it's probably Button.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this year we have the potential of having George Russell up there.
I think Russell's a better driver than Button.
He is.
Russell's not an elite driver, but he's a capable driver.
No, that's true. But he's less likable.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hate him. There's something about him that I'm like. I think it's because this was his time. This was supposed to be his time, and it's been a disaster pretty much so far. I think that I've got some sympathy for him, even though he fucking ran into me. That shit, you know.
Yeah,
he fucking go ran into me.
He's got an awful lot of the Lando Norris sook first mentality, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Antonelli absolutely wipes the floor with him, and then George just ends up being second the whole time at Mercedes until he leaves, and his window to win a driver's championship just disappears, and that's it. It's gone, fella.
They're talking about that Verstappen might go to either Mercedes or McLaren, and that Oscar Piastri would go to Red Bull, which is interesting. But we'll see. We'll see.
I can see the logic behind that. I'm not sure Piastri would move, but I can see the logic behind that because Red Bull does like to have a very capable, 20-year-old driver there. And Piastri's not a young 20-year-old, even though he's new to Formula One. I think he's 25. So he's kind of.
I'm going to say Oscar Piastri's 24.
All right then.
Look it up.
You're probably right.
Look it up.
All right, where is he? Oscar Piastri. He's 25 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. He had a birthday 2 months ago. 6th of April.
Oh, shit.
But there we go. Oh, that's pretty much it. Oh, the soccer's on, apparently.
Oh, yeah, there's a soccer on Saturday. Who do we play? I think we play Egypt. Yeah. Going to be looking forward to that. I've watched all their games so far.
I was only hoping the whole way through that somehow the soccer gods, I'm not calling it football.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the soccer gods found a way to make it so that USA had to play Iran. That would have been good. I don't know it's going to happen now, but that would have been lovely to see.
I don't know if it can still work out this way, but apparently there was a chance that they could have played England on the 4th of July. And I would have been all in on that. I actually tuned in because England had a 0-0 draw, I believe, against Ghana. And then it was 0-0 against their last opponent. I can't remember who their last opponent was. And I actually tuned in, and unfortunately I saw England score 2 goals, switched it off. But
you jinxed them.
Yeah, I know. So, but I will be there when they fail. Just know that I will be watching when they fail, and will be just enjoying it so much.
So England beat Croatia 4-2. They beat Panama 2-0, and then they had a 0-0 draw with Ghana.
And then who'd they play in their last game though?
Ghana.
No, they played.
The last one was Panama, which they won 2-0.
Yeah. That's right, Panama, because I was thinking about the song.
And they play the Democratic Republic of Congo on Thursday.
Really? Wouldn't it be funny if they lost to Congo?
I would love it.
It would be the best.
It'd be great for world football.
You know what? And that's all that matters. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's right.
It's not about celebrating on their fucking...
Yeah.
I like celebrating. I still remember watching them fucking miss penalty goals. David Beckham was playing. I was like laughing.
I remember that.
It was the best.
That was great. I don't know what was better, watching them lose in the final when they thought they were going to win, or just watch them bow out in the group stage. I went, no, it's got to be the final. It's got to be more.
No, I like them bowing out in the group stage against somebody who they would think that they would win, like the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I think though that just shows that you're more civil. I think my suggestion that watching them lose the final is a bit more sadistic, because
yeah, that's a good point.
I'm kind of watching them get their hopes up only to be crushed.
I am kind of towards them, aren't I?
Yeah. Oh boy, we love England.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It's a country.
There. Yeah.
Out of all the countries, it's definitely one of them.
One of them, definitely.
Oh yeah, there was one little bit of rugby league news left that we didn't get onto.
Okay.
Broncos winger Isaiah Karapani got done for drink driving offences.
Okay.
He's been suspended by the club.
Yep.
He's charged with multiple driving offences, including drink driving, speeding, apparently recorded at 119 k's per hour in a 100 zone, failing to have his P plates on, and driving an unregistered and uninsured vehicle.
That's rough, because you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing a whole lot of that.
Yeah,
I would never get behind the wheel drunk, hey?
I would suggest all of that he probably shouldn't be doing.
Well, yeah. I'm going through and picking and choosing, aren't I? Maybe you shouldn't have done that one and that one. It's like, he shouldn't have done any of it, you fuck.
The P-plate ones you could probably get away with, as long as you're not doing anything dangerous outside of that. But yeah, none of that is good.
No.
Thankfully, though, he didn't run over any humans.
That's true. We don't condone any of that behaviour at Fergo and the Freak.
No, not at all. I can't even think of a funny thing to add to that.
Well, I'm just making sure. I like to make those empty sort of statements because they give you social credit.
That's what we're working towards.
Yeah. It's like I'm against homelessness. I don't know if you knew that.
I mean, that's the first I've heard about it.
Yeah, well, there you go. You don't have to do anything. You just say stuff like that.
You've got to make sure it's on the record and out there.
Yeah.
Right. Social credit.
Our listeners can get around for the next week and say, "Hey, LeagueFreak doesn't support homelessness, eh? He's against homeless people."
So I'm wondering, are you going to be downloading the WeChat app?
The fuck is that?
You don't know about WeChat?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
What is it?
It's what it's a Chinese app that they use in China for all of your life needs, but it also has your social credit ranking system in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you have a social credit score. They can use the app to determine whether you're a good human or not. So you must be about to get that app, so you can put that in there and go, "Yep, bam, there's some points for me."
It's not for me. It's not for me.
It's not for you?
No, it's not for me.
It's for all of society?
Yeah, it's for whoever wants to use it.
Except for you.
It's just not for me.
Oh, well, this is great.
Mm.
Right, people, you need to send us emails.
Yeah.
We've been absolutely loving the influx of emails.
Yeah, the emails have been great, haven't they?
Yes, they have been. By all means, send us anything. Doesn't have to be rugby league related. The whole concept is open. Ask us anything.
Yeah. Podcast at leaguefreak.com is the email address.
That'd be fantastic. I don't think I've mentioned before, we do have an Instagram account, so go follow that. We don't know what goes on there. That's Nadine's job. Mm-hmm. We just leave her in charge of that.
She does a great job with it too.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to be filled up with high-end collectibles.
Yes. And pictures of my books.
Yeah.
I think people don't need to see any more of that. I did a video of that once. I think that's enough. Job done. Check that off the list. So yeah, please check us out on all the socials. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. There was another one. What was that one? MySpace.
MySpace, that's it.
I can't believe we did that. I've not logged into any of these for quite some time, but follow us anyway. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'll be good.
And I might go and check them out.
Yeah.
Or just give the passwords to Nadine.
We should do comments from YouTube soon.
We do need to. I haven't done that for quite a while.
Yeah, there's sometimes some stuff on there where it's like interesting and fun.
Yeah, people having a crack at us. That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, get in there. Get involved. That would be awesome. And we'll wrap this baby up.